Ms. Sylvia Lim.
Mr. Speaker, this bill seeks to extend the operation of Part 7 of the COVID-19 Temporary Measures Act for a year, from 8th April this year to the same date next year. Part 7 of the Act concerns the making of control orders by the Minister for Health for the purpose of preventing, protecting against, delaying or otherwise controlling the incidence or transmission of COVID-19 in Singapore. So the Act was first enacted in April 2 years ago at the start of the pandemic. 2 years on, some other parts of the Act are no longer in force or will expire soon. This is a welcome indication that the general direction is to move towards normalcy in our lives and interactions. On Part 7, the proposal in the bill to extend its operation by another year appears to be prudent since COVID-19 is still spreading widely in Singapore. Furthermore, in the months ahead, we do not know whether any variant of concern may emerge. It is therefore sensible to empower the Minister for Health to issue control measures if assessed to be necessary to protect public health, including not overwhelming healthcare services. Nevertheless, looking at where Singapore stands today, it is a matter of time before control measures should be further rolled back or discontinued altogether. 2 years on into the pandemic, we are in a much stronger position on health impacts. First, COVID is probably endemic now. Our official case numbers as of today stand at more than 885,000 or 16% of the Singapore population. Taking into account cases not officially reported, the percentage of the population who have contracted COVID is probably significantly more. Secondly, there is wide vaccine coverage of our population today. As at 9th of March, the MOH reports that 91% has been fully vaccinated, with about 69% having received booster jabs. Further, there are more prevention and treatment options, including a wider range of vaccines, including non-mRNA ones, as well as antiviral oral drugs to treat COVID patients. That said, the fact that COVID is spreading widely through our population, even with such high vaccination rates, should lead us to continue to review whether the control measures we currently have in place remain fit for purpose. They also add significant costs to businesses and entities who need to implement them and inconvenience members of the public. So all in all, we are in a much better position to deal with the health impacts of COVID than at the start of the pandemic. As such, while I support the bill as prudent, the next 1 year should ideally see Singapore continue to move significantly towards normalcy. There are promising signs here and elsewhere with the reopening of international borders, and I note that the Minister for Transport announced this week that Singapore is aiming to restore international air travel through Changi Airport to at least 50% of pre-pandemic levels this year. Indeed, regular reviews on the efficacy and necessity for any control measures are warranted so that our people and businesses can return to vibrant economic and social lives as soon as practicable.